You asked for it, so today I'm going to give you a little on-ice warm-up you can do before you step between the pipes and your teammates start ripping clappers right at your head. Okay, so this is the little warm-up that I do when I get on the ice. So I start out by helping put in the net pegs if they're not already in. Usually guys get out before I do and they've done it already. But then I'll just take a nice easy lap around the rink. I like to be one of the first people out, so it's nice and quiet, get a feel for the ice. And then I'll park myself down in the corner and do a few little stretches. And I don't really time these exactly at all. I just, probably spend about 30 seconds on each one. And I do start with the good old frog stretch. Probably not so much even to stretch out my groins as to just kind of get a feel, like how do they feel compared to normal? Does one side feel a little tighter than the other side? That's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'll start with that, and I'll do some rock backs just to get different adductor muscles involved. Then I'll get one leg out to the side, and again, still in this sort of crouch forward position. Man, my pads squeak a lot. So I'll get in there, and again, I'll do some rock backs, see how it feels through the full range, get the other side. A few rock backs if one side feels tighter than the other, then I'll spend a little more time on it. Then I'll just kind of do some ins and outs, get a feel for how my groin's going. Then I'll get into my tall half groin position. So getting a nice stretch, and I'll hold that for 10 or 15 seconds. Then I'll work on rotation. So I'll come from this toe and rotate my torso away. Then I'll get the other side. And I do want to kind of turn and rotate a bit, because part of what I'm doing too is practicing snapping my chest and shoulders around and then using my torso to help bring my hips. So here. The reason I'm adding in these reaches is that a lot of times that's when strains occur. So maybe I'm going to push this way, but the shot comes this way, and then I'm having to reach back in the other direction. Or I'm already in a lengthened position, and then I have to reach away. So I want to do a dynamic stretch to get that. This mirrors a lot what we do in the off-ice warm-up, which I'll post a link to it in the description, because that is, to me, is really the most important one. This is just kind of a nice kind of check and see how the body's feeling, get on the ice. Like I said, before you start getting clappers ripped at your head, and then get into the game. So then I've done that. Now I'm going to just do some butterflies, practicing closing up that 5-hole. I'm going to get a little rotation, push, back, stop, get a little rotation, push, back, stop. And again, trying to remember to close my 5-hole each time. I have a tendency to leave it open like that. So practicing some of those little skills I want to work on. I'll usually get a couple boom, boom, rotations each way, just to feel my edges, just to practice. You can see I have a harder time on the left. And then I'll take it to my skates. When I'm working from my skates, I'm really just trying to get a feel for my edges, and again, get a little extra technique practice before the game starts. So I'll start out just double C cuts, trying to stay nice and low, just from about the blue line to the red line. Then I'll skate back, same thing, but backwards. Skate it back nice and easy. Then I'll do one leg at a time. Keep my other leg going straight ahead. And same thing backwards. And the last one will just be an alternating C cut, backwards. And then I'll usually pop in the net, take some shots, step out again, maybe come back, maybe do another little groin stretch, get in a nice hip flexor stretch, and then it's game on. So that's how I go about just doing a on-ice warm-up before the game starts. The off-ice warm-up is the most important part though. And usually I do that at home before I drive to the rink, just because, again, none of us are allowed in the rink early, and even before, it's just have more space to do it. So I do that off-ice warm-up, and again, I'll post a link in the description to one that you can use perfectly well. Then I get dressed, then I come out, do my little stretch, my dynamic stretches, my skating drills, and then into the net we go. So if you found this helpful, make sure you hit it up with a like. If you're new here, welcome. Nice to meet you. Make sure you subscribe so you know about videos before anybody else. And otherwise, now I gotta go work on my drills so I can stop more pucks on Sunday. See you, gang.